Hi, good day everyone, and welcome to this week's Make It Snappy session. You are, of course, here with Yashin from Modern One Solve, and the tool I will be showing you how to work with today is the offset command that can be found under the sketch ribbon. So the offset command is a great tool to leverage some of your existing geometry, and that eliminates the amount of rework that you'll need to do when working on your components or your designs. So let's have a look at how this offset will function. So if you have a look at my screen, I do have a slot that's been drawn out, and of course I want to make it a little bit thicker. I'd like to give it a wall thickness, for example. So this can be done quickly by using the offset tool. So I wouldn't have to create another slot on top of this that is slightly bigger to give that or create that closed profile and have a unique wall thickness. So I'm going to start the offset tool from my ribbon. The shortcut key is O. Remember, those shortcut keys are going to make everything so much more quicker. So once I start the offset command, I simply select the geometry I'd like to offset. So before I do that, there is a little trick to the offset command. There are some hidden functions behind it. So before I actually start the function, I'm going to right click in my graphics window, and there are a couple controls that you have. So you have Constraint Offset. If I turn that on, what's going to happen is as soon as I select my geometry, and you can see it selects the entire loop, so all the line elements including the arcs. As soon as I select that geometry, I can drag it out to create that offset and select again to place it. Because I had that constraint offset toggled off, this turns off. It doesn't translate the constraints in the geometry to the offset. So the offset geometry is more malleable. I can move it around and flex it and change it willingly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just undo that command and get back to a base level. Okay, so that's what the constraint offset option does. So what I'm going to do is run the offset command again, right click and turn constraint offset on. Okay, and what this will allow me to do is simply select and drag the entire loop of my object very easily. To be more specific, I can apply a dimension value, so 10 millimeters, by typing it in, hit enter, and that is my offset done with a unique wall thickness of 10 millimeters. And you'll notice that the constraints translate through. Okay, so it's more of a more fixed geometry rather than something that you can move around and manipulate. Okay, over and above that, there is another trick to the offset command. So once I start the command, you'll notice that it's trying to grab the entire loop of all my features. Okay, what happens if I'd like to just offset one line of this entire slot? Okay, and reuse it somewhere else. This can be done by simply right clicking in your graphics window and turning off that loop selection. Now what is going to happen is when I decide to do an offset, I can choose individual elements as opposed to the entire loop profile. So I can grab this line, right click again to confirm the inputs and select continue, and I can then specify another offset distance, say 15 millimeters, and maybe use that to create another piece of geometry and trim that away. Okay, and there you have your feature created using the offset tool. So very simple to use. Hopefully you enjoyed that session. Please stay tuned to our YouTube channel for more content.